Welcome, Sagittarius and Sagittarius Crosswatchers, to your reading for this week. So, hope you guys are all doing well. And thanks for coming, of course. Whoops. So, we have the Four of Pentacles. That actually just fell out in the pre-shuffle. That's interesting. Sag, I feel like there's somebody here that at one point you may have been trying to get through to them, and now you need to just get through them or around them. I feel like this is somebody that is, it's almost like you felt that you may have been able to convince them to see reason, like persuade them to your side, but they seem to be standing. It's the energy of somebody that, like, they've built something for themselves, right? No one can take that from them. But they're holding on to it so tightly that I'm getting this kind of like miser energy. Not so much that they're cheap, but once they get an opinion, it's like even if there's evidence to the contrary, they won't listen to it. It's like because they've built whatever they built, when someone tries to reason with an opinion that they've had, they fall back on like, well, I did this, I built all this, so I'm right. And I feel like to a certain extent, they're not wrong. I feel like you might be trying to get them to forgive somebody, and it doesn't feel like it's you. It could be, but I'm not really feeling that. I feel like you might be trying to get them to stop showing off. They're bringing a lot of bad energy and bad attention to themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like it's like someone that wears all their most, like they have really nice jewelry, for example, and they wear all of it. And people are like, oh, they have nice jewelry? Cool. Well, we're going to go steal that jewelry because they must have more. It's that type of an energy. Okay. Oh. So we have the Page of Pentacles here. I feel like this person remembers when they were like young and impressionable, and they only had a little. And I feel like they remember when they had a little, no one was there. And that's not a comment on you. I feel like this may be, before the two of you had a connection. But they look at things like, nobody helped me before. And now they're in an energy where like, well, nobody is allowed to help me now because I can do it. It's this need for independence that like borders on self-destruction. How do they want to move forward? Oh, so I feel like this person is looking at their situation like they may feel like there's so many different options and there's so many pathways that they can go down. It's like if ever you've been with someone that's built themselves, like they may have been in a situation when they were younger that they didn't have a lot of options. And now it's like they put their head down, they put the work in, and then they get to this place where like, well, now there's a whole bunch of different pathways that they've opened up for themselves. And I feel like it's fear. It's fear that like, oh my God, I can't quite, hold on for a sec. They seem to be afraid that what they've built for themselves, someone's going to try to take it away. Or it's like they may have made choices in the past that caused them to lose, and things were ripped away from them quite devastatingly. And I feel like that's brought them to a place where they're very, very rigid. I also feel too that they seem to, they have this energy about them that they need to have all the information before they make a decision. But I feel like that also gives them an excuse to hold on when maybe there could be different options. because there's always something that we don't know about stuff, right? Like you never can really know everything about a situation before you take a jump. And it's almost like it's allowed them to kind of cocoon themselves. I feel like they spend a lot of time up in their head, like a lot. It's like this person could be in this position and stare straight forward for 4 hours and be totally, it's almost like, people might confuse them for a statue. But their mind would be going a mile a minute the entire time. And it's like, and they would be exhausted when they go home at the end of like, let's say they did that for the day, then they're exhausted because they've gone through absolutely every experience in their mind. And it's almost like they seem to not realize that they are, like, there's nothing wrong with like investigating different options and thinking about things, right? Like that's a, normal logical approach to life. But I feel like they get into an energy where it's like, when they're stuck in this, they experience the emotional highs and lows of all of those situations. And so, like, of course they're exhausted because they've just had like this emotional turmoil for the last 4 hours and have been not imagining, but like usually when we consider like how things can go wrong, we often can imagine things that are much, much worse than it is, usually, right? And so I feel like that may be why this person is so hard and so cold, because they're always, they spend a lot of time doing that. And so it's like they've come to look at the world as a very like emotional, or not emotional, but a very hard place to be. Can we get one more for... I feel like to a certain extent, your person wishes that they could, they wish they weren't like this. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this is talking about you, because I know that feeling. I feel to a certain extent, it's not so much that they don't know how to stop. It's that they feel that if they don't, like, no one's going to take care of them. No one's really got their back. And I do feel to a certain extent that it is that way. And I feel like they may be someone that's built themselves to a place where it's like because they've built themselves beyond the level of their family of origin, if they fall, no one can, if that makes sense. It's like maybe they're the first to have made as much money as they're making, or to have progressed in life as far as they have in their, generational line. And it seems to be fear driven. It seems to feel like they may act very hard and rigid, but I actually feel like they are intimidated by the level of success at times, because it feels it's like they're in a completely different world than where they were before. And I feel like part of them at times may feel like they don't deserve it, that it's just for a time, that they're just being tricked. Oh. It's like they could be screaming internally, but they're stone-faced. And that, I feel like to a certain extent, they've learned how to survive like that. What's supporting this person? So we have Judgment and the Magician. I feel like this person is being given... someone is trying to get their attention. I feel like this person gets chances. I feel like because of the potential, like if they have built themselves to a place beyond their family of origin to the extent that no one would really be able to help them if something went wrong, they probably have exceeded the expectations probably they even placed on themselves. And I feel like because this person was able to do that, they actually have shown what they're capable of. Like, imagine what this person could do if they were supported, right? And I feel like whoever this energy is, perhaps this energy is you, perhaps you're this person. I'm kind of seeing this as you. So that's how I'll read it. I kind of feel like this person keeps getting chances to break them out of this energy, to feel like, to help them feel like they finally deserve what they have. And I feel like to a certain extent, they're still in this energy where like they want to just drop all this stuff and just enjoy. You know what I'm saying? They just want to kind of drop all of this nonsense, all of this holding on so tightly to what they have, and enjoy life. I'm just not so sure that they are able to do that right now. Hold on. What would it take for that to change? Wheel of Fortune with the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like, the Wheel of Fortune talks about the wheel turning in your favor, right? Like things just kind of happening, not necessarily that you have to go out and get them, which is probably the way that it would have to happen for this person, because they're in that really rigid energy. And I feel like the only thing that would break them out of this energy is like, it's a very small offer. It's an offer that seems like it could be an opportunity to grow something, to have like, to build something. There's the Judgment again. To build something else, but there's very little risk involved. I feel like that would be, for some, this might sound strange. It's almost like I'm hearing like a cookbook, like somebody offering this person like, hey, let's write a cookbook together, or something that like, it may take time, but it won't take resources. I feel like if this person is someone that excelled beyond their family of origin, depending on the integrity of their family of origin, they may have been, if they have a lot of money and their family doesn't, depending on what kind of family they have, that family might have been asking them for a lot. And that also could be contributing to that. Like if that's happened, that's obviously caused a lot of hurt, because they would have felt used, and like the only reason those, that's all they really are wanted for. So it feels something small like that. It's almost like the only way to kind of knock this person out of this energy is to offer like small, almost like seemingly insignificant opportunities that, like, if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, there's no risk involved. That's the only way to kind of get them out of that energy. I feel like you're kind of giving them different options, and it feels very enticing, but for some reason they don't take you seriously. Huh. Why? That's what I was. So on the Magician, we have the Magician reversed. Let's say, for example, this person, they built everything they have through hard work and determination and sleepless nights and all of those sorts of things. And I feel like if you have, like, that's not to say you haven't built anything, but you may have a little more of a laissez-faire attitude towards things. They may feel like you don't look down the road far enough. And I feel like some of them not trying to be rude. Some of them may feel, they feel a pull towards you, but they're trying to tell themselves that it would be a waste of time. I feel to a certain extent that it's almost the energy of somebody that's trying to tell themselves that like, you'd be a waste of time, they can't take you seriously, all this sort of crap. But there's something about them that it's like you creep into their thoughts despite their best efforts. And I feel like they may actually get to a place where instead of this like rigid, they don't want anything from anybody type of energy, they start to want you. It doesn't really look like they're going to be showing it to you anytime soon, though. I mean, listen, that could change. This is based on the energy right now, but it feels like it would be a situation where this person has really honed that skill of cutting the world out, or like not cutting them out, but ignoring the joy around them to focus on what they're doing. What's interesting is that energy of them, like how they sit there and they think about how everything could possibly go wrong. You seem to creep your way in even there. And there's something about you that feels childlike, not childish, okay, but in that like almost like an innocent, happy, fun way. It's almost like it makes them see that they miss having fun. Anyway, this reading's getting really long. I think I'll leave it there. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.